What is capitalist realism? Have you ever wondered how art can reflect the complexities of society? One fascinating concept that dives into this is capitalist realism. This movement emerged in Europe, particularly in West Germany, during the early 1960s. It was co-founded by artists such as Sigmar Polke and Gerhard Richter in Dusseldorf. They aimed to respond critically to the rapid spread of American capitalism and consumer culture in post-war Europe. The term capitalist realism plays off social realism, a style linked to socialist art. However, instead of focusing on socialist themes, it highlights the overwhelming influence of capitalism. This movement is not tied to a single artistic style. Instead, it is defined by its political stance and the use of various media, including photorealism, mechanical reproduction, and collage. Artists involved sought to challenge middle-class values and the superficial optimism of consumerism. They aimed to expose the contradictions and repressed histories, especially Germany's unresolved trauma from Nazism and World War II. This movement is often seen as one of the first recognizable forms of postmodern art. It rejected the unique, aura-laden artwork celebrated in modernism. Instead, it embraced mass media and advertising aesthetics to critique capitalist society. The term capitalist realism was later expanded by theorists like Mark Fisher. He described it as a contemporary global condition where capitalism is perceived as the only viable political and economic system. Fisher argued that this mindset makes it easier to imagine the end of the world than the end of capitalism. This reflects a widespread ideological dominance where capitalism shapes all aspects of life, including culture and governance. In the context of European history and art, capitalist realism reflects the specific historical backdrop of Cold War West Germany. Here, the influx of American capital and cultural influence collided with a society still grappling with its past. Artists like Sigmar Polke used their work to question the dominant narratives of progress and prosperity. They highlighted how capitalist consumerism often masked unresolved social and historical issues. This movement serves as a critical lens on post-war European identity and the cultural consequences of capitalist expansion. Capitalist realism influenced later postmodern art and critical theory. It showed how art could engage with political and social critique through appropriation and irony rather than straightforward representation. It also anticipated contemporary debates about the cultural and ideological limits imposed by capitalism. These discussions remain as relevant in European cultural and political discourse today. So, the next time you look at a piece of art from this era, consider how it reflects not just aesthetics but also the complex interplay of society and capitalism.